Procrastination kills more dreams than failure ever will. But what if I told you it's not your fault? Science shows procrastination is not laziness. It's a battle in your brain between comfort and growth. In the next minutes, I'll give you the exact tools to destroy procrastination forever, backed by neuroscience and ancient wisdom. Stay with me. Your future depends on it. Understanding procrastination. Procrastination as emotional regulation failure. Procrastination is not simply about being bad at managing time. If that were true, then using a calendar or a productivity app would solve the problem forever. But you and I both know it doesn't dot at its core. Procrastination is about emotions. When you sit down to do a difficult task, whether it's writing a paper, starting a business project, or even cleaning your room, your brain anticipates discomfort. You feel stress, anxiety, or maybe even fear of failure. And instead of confronting that discomfort, your brain looks for an escape. Suddenly, your phone becomes more attractive. Social media, Netflix, or even reorganizing your desk feel easier. These activities don't solve the problem, but they temporarily regulate your emotions. That's why procrastination is not a time issue. It's an emotional regulation issue. You are not avoiding the task itself. You are avoiding the uncomfortable feelings attached to it. Prefrontal cortex versus limbic system. To understand this better, let's look at the brain. The prefrontal cortex, located in the front part of your brain, is your rational decision maker. It helps you plan, think about the future, and resist temptations. It's like the wise leader who knows the direction you want to go in life. On the other side, you have the limbic system, which is much older in evolutionary terms. It is driven by emotions, instincts, and the pursuit of immediate comfort. It doesn't care about your future success. It only cares about avoiding pain and seeking pleasure right now. When you procrastinate, what's really happening is a battle between these two systems. Your prefrontal cortex says, work on the project. It will pay off later. But your limbic system screams, this feels uncomfortable. Let's do something easy and fun instead. And most of the time, the limbic system wins the battle. Dopamine loops. But why does the limbic system have such an advantage? The answer lies in dopamine, the brain's chemical of reward. When you scroll through TikTok, watch funny videos on YouTube, or eat junk food, you get instant dopamine hits. Your brain loves it because the reward is fast and effortless. But meaningful tasks like studying, exercising, or building a business work differently. They require effort first, and the reward comes much later. The dopamine is delayed. Your brain compares the two options. Option A, open Instagram and feel good in seconds. Option B, work on a challenging task for hours before feeling any sense of accomplishment. Naturally, the emotional brain says, why wait? Let's take the instant reward. And this creates a dopamine loop where distractions become more and more tempting, while important tasks feel harder and harder to start. Seneca's warning. This struggle is not new. The Stoic philosopher Seneca wrote almost 2,000 years ago, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Think about that. Our problem is not the lack of time. It is the way. We waste time on meaningless distractions, giving away hours, days, and even years to things that don't build our future. Seneca's wisdom reminds us that procrastination is not just a modern issue caused by smartphones or the internet. It is a human issue. Even in ancient Rome, people wasted their lives not because they didn't have enough years to live, but because they misused the years they had. When you procrastinate, you are not just delaying a task, you are giving away pieces of your life that you will never get back. Scientific tools to destroy procrastination. Tool 1. The 5-second rule, Mel Robbins. The first tool is surprisingly simple, but backed by neuroscience. It's called the 5-second rule. Here's how it works. The moment you feel the urge to hesitate whether it's getting out of bed, opening your laptop, or starting that difficult project, you count backward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you take action immediately. Why does this work? Because hesitation activates your limbic system, the emotional brain that tries to keep you safe and comfortable. The longer you hesitate, the louder that voice becomes. This is hard. Let's do it later. By counting down and moving within 5 seconds, you override the limbic response and give control back to your prefrontal cortex. Think of it as a launch sequence. The rocket doesn't wait until it feels ready. It launches when the countdown hits 0. And so should you. Tool 2. Implementation Intentions. The second tool is called Implementation Intentions, discovered by psychologist Peter Gallwitzer. The principle is simple. If X happens, then I will do Y, instead of relying on vague motivation, like I'll try to study tomorrow. You create a specific trigger for action. For example, if it's 7 a.m., then I will sit at my desk and start writing. If I finish dinner, then I will go for a 20-minute walk. Why does this work? Because it removes decision fatigue. Your brain doesn't need to wonder, should I do it now or later? The rule is already written. Studies show that people who use implementation intentions are twice as likely to follow through on their goals. It's like programming your brain with clear instructions, instead of leaving it vulnerable to emotions in the moment. Tool 3. The Pomodoro Technique. The third tool is the Pomodoro Technique, and it's one of the simplest yet most effective ways to fight procrastination. Here's how it works. Set a timer for 25 minutes and focus only on one task. When the timer rings, take a 5-minute break. Repeat the cycle. This works because your brain doesn't feel overwhelmed by a huge task. Instead, it only has to commit to 25 minutes, which feels manageable. And every completed cycle gives you a sense of progress, releasing dopamine in a productive way. Over time, your brain begins to associate focus with reward instead of associating distraction with reward. You literally retrain your dopamine system. Tool 4. Dopamine Detox. Finally, the dopamine detox. In a world of constant notifications, instant entertainment, and endless scrolling, your brain is flooded with quick dopamine spikes. This makes real work feel boring and unbearable in comparison. A dopamine detox means intentionally removing those instant gratifications for a set period, maybe a few hours, maybe a full day. No social media, no junk food, no easy escapes. At first, it feels uncomfortable, even frustrating. But soon your brain resets. Suddenly, reading a book, working on your craft, or simply going for a walk feels rewarding again. The detox helps you reclaim control over your motivation. You no longer chase the next instant hit. You become capable of sustaining focus on long-term rewards. Stoic wisdom. Now, science gives us tools, but philosophy, especially Stoicism, gives us the mindset to apply them. The Stoic Emperor Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This single sentence contains the antidote to procrastination. You cannot control whether the task is difficult. You cannot control the distractions of the outside world. But you can control your mind. You can choose to act in spite of discomfort. The Stoics believed that discipline is freedom. By training themselves to endure discomfort, they became stronger than pleasure itself. Imagine a Roman soldier training at dawn, rain pouring, body tired, but still moving. That is Stoic discipline. And here's the lesson for us. Procrastination is often the desire to escape discomfort. Stoicism teaches us not to escape, but to embrace it. To see effort as training for the soul. Seneca, Epictetus, Marcus Aurelius, They all believe the same truth. Action today matters more than the outcome tomorrow. You are not judged by whether the task is easy or hard. You are judged by whether you did it. When you adopt this mindset, procrastination loses its power. Final challenge and call to action. Now, let's put it all together. Procrastination is not laziness. It's biology. It's your limbic system craving comfort. But now you have the tools to fight back. You can use the 5-second rule to launch into action. You can set implementation, intentions to guide your day. You can break your work into cycles with the Pomodoro technique. You can reset your motivation with a dopamine detox dot and beyond science. You have stoic wisdom. Focus on what you can control, embrace discomfort, and act today. So here's my challenge to you. Within the next 24 hours, choose one task you've been avoiding. Just one. Apply the 5-second rule. Set a 25-minute Pomodoro timer and finish it. Prove to yourself that action destroys doubt. Because at the end of the day, procrastination is not just about lost productivity, it's about lost life. And as Seneca warned us, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Don't waste yours. If you're ready to rise above procrastination and reclaim your time, hit subscribe, like this video, and share it with someone who needs it. Your time starts now.